love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz pleaded not guilty today to charges he and teammate Emmanuel Clase took bribes to help gamblers win bets placed on pitches they threw, was released on a $500,000 bond and issued GPS monitoring. NBA Clippers guard Bradley Beal will have season-ending hip surgery. LeBron James, assigned to the Lakers G League affiliate, took part in his first full practice of the season as he works toward a return from sciatica, hopes to make his season debut this month. The approach LA's taken with LeBron will benefit him and the team, says ESPN NBA analyst Chiney Ogwumike.
He has two guys that he can rely on in Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. He's always had a 30% usage rate. He's never gone below 28%. This is a year where they can actually protect him offensively because he has guys that he can trust. So I do believe that LeBron taking his time has actually been the best case scenario for this Lakers squad, who is trending upward.
Lakers Thunder tonight, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN. Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo knee issue out tonight against Charlotte. NFL Giants star quarterback Jameis Winston Sunday against the Packers. Jackson Dart remains in concussion protocol.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty. Coming up Thursday, I'll tell you which playoff contenders are facing must-win games this weekend. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Hey.
It's hump day.
Should LSU redshirt Michael Van Buren?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Yeah, they absolutely should.
Hump day.
I'll explain why.
It's hump day.
Will Clapp's here next hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Jake Crain's here next hour.
Hump day.
Our side piece.
It's hump day.
Russ Mitchell, hour 3.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Injury updates on Whit Weeks.
Hump day.
Aaron Anderson.
It's hump day.
Bobby Petrino after his motorcycle crash.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Not really on that last one.
Hump day.
Nobody really asked him about his motorcycle crash.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's a hump day.
Hump day.
All right, we got a lot to do. Let's get cranking. We begin this show as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Tigers are getting ready to take on Arkansas Saturday morning in Tiger Stadium. Frank Wilson, earlier this week on Monday when he met with reporters, said that both Garrett Nussmeier and Michael Van Buren will play against Arkansas Saturday. Garrett Nussmeier will continue to take the first reps, but that both will play. And on the SEC Coaches Teleconference Wednesday morning, I asked Frank Wilson if they've considered a redshirt for Michael Van Buren. Here's what he said.
And Michael's no different than the rest of them. If he can come in and contribute and help us to win, it's something he wants to do. It's something that we want him to do because we think he has tremendous value to us.
Okay. So Frank Wilson is committed to playing both Nussmeier and Michael Van Buren. But is that the right decision? I think it is not. Now, first, before I go any further, let's go back to Monday when we had the whole conversation about Nuss, Van Buren, who they're going to play. You all know where I stand. A bit in my feels. Want to reward Nuss's loyalty in an otherwise lost season. He's got 3 games to go. Let him play. That's general my feeling. I don't need to go deep dive into the whole thing again. You can go back and catch that whole conversation if you're interested in it. When I think about Van Buren specifically wanting to play here in these final 3 games, I think that is a selfless decision, but I do not think it is a smart decision for Van Buren or for LSU. Let me explain. Back in the spring, Brian Kelly gave an interview with The Advocate. It was a one-on-one interview with The Advocate. And in that interview, Brian Kelly said that Garrett Nussmeier would play, and the other 3 quarterbacks, Van Buren, Colin Hurley, and at the time, Juwan Johnson. Remember, Juwan Johnson was playing quarterback in the spring. That all 3 of them were going to redshirt, that none of them would play more than 4 games this year. And the reason was pretty obvious. You missed on Bryce Underwood when he flipped. You weren't able to sign a 2025 quarterback. And because you were on Bryce Underwood for so long, you basically missed on the 26 class. You still don't have a quarterback committed for 2026. So after 25 this season, you're losing Garrett Nussmeier, and you basically have 2 scholarship quarterbacks, Van Buren and Hurley. And it stands to reason you need reinforcements at that position. So there's no reason to burn anybody's eligibility in this season when you had a 5th-year senior in Nussmeier, who, remember, coming into this season was a Heisman co-favorite along with Cade Klubnik, and LSU was preseason top 10, and Nussmeier had a line on setting the LSU career passing record, all that sort of stuff. Now we know the season's gone the way it has, but I would argue that's actually even more of a reason not to play Van Buren. Let me explain. This is you are 5-4 this season. This season is lost. You have 3 games remaining, and you're not playing for anything. Music City Bowl or Texas Bowl. I mean, what are we talking about here? You're not playing for anything of significance. There's no SEC championship, no playoff, nothing of significance on the line remaining this season. And Michael Van Buren will be playing a reserve role. It would be different. My feeling on this would be different if Nussmeier were unavailable for whatever reason. Injury, opt-out, like none of that stuff's happened. But if Nussmeier were unavailable and you needed Van Buren to go start the final 3 games and play the whole game, okay, I would have a very different feeling on that. But you're talking about a guy playing a reserve role that this year has played 26 snaps against Southeastern, 11 against Texas A&M, and then 21 snaps against Alabama. So what are we talking about? A similar situation against Arkansas where you play both guys and he gets 20-something snaps? Is that worth it? So he's played 3 games so far. Van Buren can play in 1 more, plus the bowl game, by the way, but he can play in 1 more in the regular season, 1 of your final 3, and still maintain his redshirt year. And with LSU's very cloudy future at quarterback, I would rather retain that extra year of eligibility than burn it having him play the final 3 games in a lost season in a reserve role. I mean, consider also, just from Van Buren's perspective, in this instance, we would be talking about the 2028 season, right? So he's a true sophomore, played 9 games last year as a freshman. He's a sophomore right now at LSU. So he'd have 26, 27, and if he maintains his redshirt year, would have the 28 season available to him as well. There is no greater value that a player would have financially and competitively than in their 5th or, whatever situation could arise, a 6th season. Look at Garrett Nussmeier this year. A season ago, Nussmeier was one of the lowest compensated quarterbacks in the SEC. Stunning as that is, it's true. This year, his compensation, according to his value, is around $3 million. Michael Van Buren would potentially have that opportunity, LSU or elsewhere, in 2028 if he redshirts this year. By the way, the number before the season I was told that Van Buren was paid, you don't think LSU is all in on this season? The number I was told for Van Buren on this season was about $450,000. So just shy of $500,000 come be LSU's backup this year. You don't think they were all in on this season? Or they were all in on this season? So just look at that from a backup. What would it look like if he ends up as a P5 starter here or elsewhere for the next 2 or 3 seasons? So financially for Michael Van Buren, it makes sense to redshirt. Competitively for Michael Van Buren to have that opportunity potentially in 2028 to redshirt. And for LSU, if he sticks around here, which there's no guarantee he does, but if he does, you'd have another year of eligibility for him on the back end instead of wasting it right now in a lost season. And this isn't anything new. Look, a season ago, West Weeks did this. West Weeks was injured. He missed a chunk of the season. He was available in November, but they chose to sit him in all but 1 game in November so that he could play this year with Witt and Zach. And he played 1 game in November, and then he played the bowl game as well because the bowl game no longer counts about eligibility. Speaking of which, that's probably the greatest example of why your redshirt is what Garrett Nussmeier did in 2021. Remember, LSU was playing Kansas State in the bowl game. Nuss had played in 4 games. They had not yet instituted the Garrett Nussmeier rule. So had he played quarterback in that game in 2021, he would have lost a year of eligibility, which was this year. He would not have been able to return this year. Now, I know how this year is gone, but think about coming into this season, all the promise and potential because you had your 5th-year senior and returning starting quarterback. And by the way, Nussmeier made a lot of money this year. So my feeling would be different if LSU were playing for something of significance or if Michael Van Buren were starting, like if Nuss wasn't available. But you still have Nussmeier available. You're not playing for anything of consequence. There is no reason to burn his red shirt playing out the string in a reserve role in these final 3 games. We'll see how Saturday goes against Arkansas. But my sincere hope is they reconsider this decision and they think more long-term instead of short-term, because I don't even know how much Van Buren benefits you in the immediate short term in 3 games remaining. You could play him in 1 more, and you could play him in the bowl game. Think bigger picture instead of this narrow focus of this immediacy right now in what is a lost season. All right, as that develops, we'll certainly keep you posted. There's a few other players as well that Frank Wilson is probably keeping an eye on as far as red shirts. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, official beer of your New Orleans Saints. Tigers are back at home this weekend. Of course, the Tigers wear white at home, and that is why Bud Light has unveiled the new white can this year and aluminum bottle with the officially licensed LSU logo on it. A hat tip to LSU's tradition of wearing white jerseys at home. Pop into your favorite retailer and pick up the white Bud Light cans or aluminum bottles for your tailgate this weekend, or pop into any of your favorite restaurants, watering holes, and ask for delicious ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, y'all, we're going to knock out a quick break. Hump Day shows brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll knock out a break, come back. Josh Edwards of CBS is going to be with us. Usually we talk to Josh about draft, but there's a lot of Saints stuff that I want to dive into. Big picture NFL with Josh Edwards next here on AFR.
After further review.
We are inching closer to Christmas. Man, you want to surprise your family this Christmas with a gift that'll keep on giving all year long and year after year? How about a pool or an outdoor kitchen from Duplessis Builders. Get to their website, duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net. Now, their showroom is on Airline Highway in Gonzales, right next to the new Rouse's. It's actually at Airline and Duplessis Lane. How that worked out is pretty cool. Anyway, they can build you the big, beautiful, custom outdoor kitchen or pool, but they also have ready-made models, 11 different pool models, where you can go to the website and hit Pick Your Pool. Right on the home page, hit the Pick Your Pool tab, and you'll see 11 different pool designs where all you have to do is just pick which finish you want, and then, boom, you can even pay for it today right there on the website if you want. It's duplessisbuilders.net, starting at $48K, by the way. duplessisbuilders.net.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Attention diesel mechanics, River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Yeah, I thought there's a lot of positives. Every game's going to have some opportunities that we're going to want to get back, and that everyone falls in the same boat for that. I think there's a lot of positives there. I thought the hard downs, the third downs, I thought were a huge factor in the offense yesterday. I thought he made some incredible plays, moving in the pocket, guys staying alive, and so he delivered downfield, made some big plays.
Kellen Moore talking about Tyler Shuck, first rookie to win a start since 1981 for the New Orleans Saints when Dave Wilson did it. Josh Edwards, CBS Sports, NFL draft writer. We usually talk to him around draft time, but good time to circle back now. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing well, yeah. We usually are talking about the NFL draft, which unfortunately is often too relevant in the market. But looking at how the season progresses is a very big part of those draft evaluations, trying to determine what teams need. So I've always got a pulse on what the Saints are doing, and happy to talk about them with you today.
Yeah. Go back and remind us, if you would, Josh, what your evaluation was on Tyler Shuck coming out of Louisville.
To be honest, I was lower on him. Obviously, he was an older quarterback prospect. He was somebody that had dealt with extensive injuries throughout his collegiate career. So it was kind of a smaller sample size despite him being in college for so long. So it was a little bit difficult to get a full read on him in that regard. I thought he was inconsistent throwing the ball downfield, but I thought what we saw this past week was pretty encouraging. I thought, what we had seen from his first exposure 2 weeks ago was kind of up and down, which you would expect from a rookie quarterback. But seeing what he did this past weekend, I think he looks a little bit more settled. He looks a little bit more comfortable in the offense. And I think there's, some hope to believe that he could be something for this franchise. So
that's kind of the question is, what are the things? By the way, Josh, real quick, do you have us on speaker? If you could pick up the handset, it's just a little hollow. If you could, I'd appreciate it. What did you see specifically from him? Because that's the question, right? I could look at his stat line, but they also scored 17 points. They're playing Carolina. So what did you see that actually looks projectable?
Well, I think first of all, he's a player that has a professional pedigree in the sense that he's got that ideal frame that you look for, but the way that he was manipulating the pocket, I thought the way that his eyes worked down the field, going through his progressions, just gave you a little bit of confidence as to how he was seeing the field. To your point, yes, it is a Carolina defense that was historically one of the worst that we had seen in the NFL last year, but has taken marginal strides this year with some of the talent that they have added. So it has to be taken with a grain of salt. But I just think the comfort that we saw from him in the pocket, his ability to kind of maneuver and, get around the pocket to find some open windows to attack, this Panthers secondary with a Saints receiver room that had lost Rashid Shaheed, was just something that you would hope to see from a rookie, making his second appearance.
He's on Twitter at EdwardsCBS. Give him a follow at EdwardsCBS. Josh Edwards is with us here. Hey, I'm sure you've already started the 2026 quarterback draft evaluation. That's kind of been a big topic here, right? Depending on how the final 7 games go for Shuck or the Saints, who are probably going to be picking somewhere there around the top 5. Are they going to be in the market for a quarterback? What do you see in this quarterback class so far?
It's interesting because what we had seen prior to the season is really nothing of what the picture looks like currently.
Yeah.
In the sense that, of course, Garrett Nussmeier was one that was highly thought of, Lenore Sellers at South Carolina, Arch Manning at Texas. Those players have been volatile throughout the season, so I think they've given way to some other guys that, are making the most of their first extended opportunity. Dante Moore at Oregon, you've got Ty Simpson at Alabama, Fernando Mendoza at Indiana now. I think you've seen them all play on elevated platforms in high-leverage football games. They have made some big-time plays in critical moments for their teams this year, and I think all 3 of them have positioned themselves to be top 10 overall prospects, which is not something that I would have expected, just a couple of months ago. But all 3 of those guys have eligibility to return if they choose to do so next season. But I think if you're a guaranteed top 5 pick, top 10 pick, it would be difficult for any team to match the NIL type package that it would take to, compensate for a player to return to college for another season. So it's going to be really interesting, but I think this group stacks up pretty strongly, certainly better than what last year's class ended up being.
Wait, Josh, I don't want to miss that point. You were saying it would be difficult for a team to match the NIL package. Are you saying that it would be more fiscally responsible for a player to return to school or to go top 10 in the NFL?
There's a couple of ways to look at
it.
Obviously, you're going to get a lot more money if you choose to go to the NFL over returning to college football. If you have confidence in yourself, if you're somebody that believes you're going to have a long-time career in the NFL, then you theoretically want to get to your first contract sooner. So that's something to consider as well. If you're somebody that's already thinking ahead to your second contract where historically, that's where rookies are going to make the biggest amounts of money in their career. And you're that type of player, then I think it makes sense to go ahead and start that clock and jump to the NFL as soon as you're ready.
Yeah. Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik, a couple others we were talking about before the season that are, I don't know if it seems like they've probably had their stock drop as well.
Without question. Klubnik was not necessarily as high for me coming into the year.
Okay.
I did have Aller a little bit higher, still not, within that first-round grade, but somebody that was obviously intriguing. So disappointing the way his season progressed. But, two more names that were a part of that quarterback class in the summer that are not necessarily as big of factors as they are now.
Does this mean, Josh, that maybe the strength in this draft class at quarterback is going to be the depth, because some guys that would seemingly have a really high ceiling are going to be available late first round or possibly in day 2?
Potentially, because then you're talking about a Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati, rather. You're talking about possibly Josh Hoover from TCU, Lenore Sellers from South Carolina, if he does choose to come out. I think those are probably 3 players that are kind of in that next tier. Now, again, all of them have eligibility and could return, so that's something to take into consideration.
Sure.
Obviously, it's a little bit more intriguing to those players if you're not going to be a guaranteed top 10 pick and could potentially get a very lucrative package in college football, which I'm sure Miami and Oregon and some other teams could potentially be putting those together as we speak. But there's going to be some intriguing options, I think, in the back end of the first round, possibly into the second round, just depending on what those players elect to do.
Yeah, LSU is going to be in that mix as well for an NIL quarterback, no doubt. Hey, let me so let's say, play this hypothetical with me, Josh. So if the Saints, let's say they end up picking top 10, which I think we all think that they will. I mean, as excited as people are about the one game from Tyler Shuck, this is still not a very good team. So they pick top 10, maybe even top 5, but they're committed to Shuck. So they're going to look somewhere else there in that top 10. This is a team that kind of needs everything, right? You got aging linebackers. You're not very good at corner. Everybody could use an edge rusher. Cam Jordan's aging. They need a dominant receiver. Who are some of the prospects outside of the quarterbacks that are going to be the top prospects in this draft that could check any of those boxes?
Yeah, and to your larger points, perhaps there's an opportunity to trade down and get multiple picks where you're able to have multiple bites at the apple. I think that would be something that New Orleans would have to consider as well if that ends up playing out. But to your question, Jordan Tyson, a wide receiver from Arizona State, somebody that, is kind of like Jackson Smith and Jigba type size, somebody that, plays through the catch a little bit. He's more grounded. He's somebody that's going to be able to create yards after the catch for you. Then you've got Carnell Tate, who at Ohio State has played on a big platform and, made a lot of plays for them. He's somebody that can win balls down the field, 6'3", a little bit bigger in size. Chris Bell from Louisville is somebody that's incredibly explosive after the catch, but also has plus size. Casey Concepcion, a wide receiver from Texas A&M, is somebody that's going to be in that group as well. And then Makai Lemon from USC is somebody that's going to be in that group as well, kind of a smaller body type in relation to the others that we're mentioning. Not really a strong tight end class at the top. Running back, there's Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, of course, but I think the depth is probably stronger behind him than necessarily having those top-tier blue-chip type running backs in this class. And then, offensive line, I think, is kind of up and down from what we've seen this season. I know that's obviously been something that the Saints have been drawn to over the past decade, taking offensive linemen.
Enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop missing on linemen. Stop missing on linemen.
To varying degrees of success, I must say. But, it's an interesting draft. There's a handful of guys that I think you can really get excited about, Tyson and Tate being a couple of those players. But, I think the Saints are going to have a lot of opportunities and be set up fairly well if Shuck ends up developing into the quarterback that they hope he can be.
Last thing, the rookie class that the Saints, they drafted 9 players, and you're seeing a lot of those guys on the field sort of out of necessity. After aftershock. I mean, we're seeing Kelvin Banks at left tackle. Do you have a general feel on how this rookie class has fared? Because, I mean, just because you're playing doesn't mean you're playing well. You could be playing out of necessity. So a thought on how this rookie class is doing so far?
Well, I really like Kelvin Banks. Obviously, again, being a rookie, there's some volatile play, a little bit up and down, but I do think that he's generally been technically sound. So I think there's at least reason to believe that he's going to be a consistent presence for them on the left side. Jonas Sanker, I think we've seen flashes from him as well. He's done some good things in the secondary. But one thing with having a team that has so many needs is that a lot of these guys are being thrust into the equation a little bit sooner than maybe they would in other scenarios. And that can be good and bad. Playing experience is incredibly valuable for young players in the NFL. So the Saints are getting an opportunity now to go through those live interviews, those live evaluations, and really identify what this team needs moving forward. Because obviously they've, pushed their chips to the middle of the table and they've kicked the can down the road, whatever metaphor you want to use in terms of the, financial implications over the past decade. But like you said, this is a team that has a lot of needs. And I think with so many of those young players, this is, an incredibly valuable opportunity for them to prove themselves.
He's Josh Edwards from CBS on Twitter at EdwardsCBS. Give him a follow. Dude, we'll certainly be bothering you much more as we get closer to and through draft season, man. We always appreciate the time. Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
Be well. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com. When we talk about Arco, remember, we're talking about industrial generator power. These are Generac generators for businesses, for commercial and industrial facilities. This is not your home standby generator. We're talking about for your business. And it doesn't matter what kind of business it may be. Literally any type of business, any industry, nursing homes, grocery chains, hospitals, hotels, gas stations, banks, chemical plants, universities, governments, municipalities, schools, everything. It's energy for your business. If the power goes out, how does that affect your business? You have to stay online. What does a loss of power mean to your business? Arco Power Systems makes sure you stay online through the storm or whatever event may come. It's arco.com, ARCCO, turnkey service. They always encourage you to be proactive. They sell, lease, and service your industrial generators all over the state of Louisiana, up to Little Rock, Arkansas, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio, and points in between. It's Arco Power Systems, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. All right, y'all. Glad you're aboard with us here. It is a hump day. It's a Whiskey Wednesday, so Taylor Calandro will be with us in 15 minutes. Get your booze questions in. You can be tailgating this weekend. Need cocktail ideas for those holiday parties. Thanksgiving is 2 weeks from tomorrow. Need recommendations? Ask Taylor. Get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. All right, and Jake Crain. I'm excited to have Jake because we've talked so much about, it's in 30 minutes from right now, we talked so much about the LSU head coaching situation. We haven't spent a lot of time talking about Florida and Arkansas and Penn State, Virginia Tech, UCLA. How do all of these coaching situations affect potentially the LSU job? So we'll get sort of a national perspective on that with Jake in about 30 minutes from right now. All right, we'll knock out a quick break, go around the SEC. Stick around.
AFR.
If you're a business owner and maybe you're going through the budget process right now for 2026, Glow Resources can help. Think of Glow Resources as a great resource for your business right now, because what Glow Resources does is they help you find the best people for your business. What business? Any business. It doesn't matter if it's skilled blue-collar labor. If you need crane operators, pipe fitters, welders, any type of skilled blue-collar labor, they can help you find those workers. If you need their professional placement division for any type of office job, from an office assistant up to the C-suite, they can help find exactly the person you're looking for. And they judge themselves, their success, on how long the person they choose for your job stays. These are permanent solutions. This is not temp staffing. They have a 96% success rate. So check them out online at glowresources.com, glowresources.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Yeah, getting ready for Wake Forest. That's all I got this week.
Has anyone asked you, or the players or recruits want to know about your future?
I mean, I've been asked about it from time to time, but yeah, look, I've been down this road before. I'm focused on Wake Forest. That's it. And that's my commitment to this team. And next week it'll be to our next opponent and so forth. But, I'm here to do the best I can for this team.
Bill Belichick was asked about potential interest in the New York Giants job. Brian Daboll was fired this week. We do have up at LouisianaSports.net a piece from BetOnline with the betting odds for the favorites to replace Brian Daboll as the Giants head coach. We talked about it the other day because Lane Kiffin is atop that list. But, when you scroll down the odds after Kiffin, Cliff Kingsbury, Jesse Minter, Clint Kubiak, Jeff Hafley, John Gruden, Jason Garrett, Joe Brady, Mike McCarthy, Bill O'Brien, John Harbaugh, Mike McDaniel, Steve Sarkisian. There at 16-1 is Bill Belichick. So a little down the list. NFL head coaching jobs are obviously going to have way more candidates attached to it because you have the retreads in the NFL, and then you have the coordinators in the NFL, and then you have potential college coaches that could make a jump. So basically everybody that's potentially on the list. The Giants are interesting for Belichick, just mostly because of his history there with that organization. He started as a special teams and defensive assistant in New York with the Giants in 1979, and then he was there all the way through 1990 before he got the Cleveland Browns head coaching job. So he won a couple of Super Bowls in in New York with the Giants there as the defensive coordinator. So it was, 2-time Super Bowl champ with the Giants as the defensive coordinator there in the late 80s in 1990. And then, of course, went to the Browns, and we know where his career went from there. So he does have a history with that organization, which kind of makes it a little more interesting. And, you'd be going from a guy like Brian Daboll, who's an offensive-minded coach, to potentially a defensive-minded coach if sometimes you go from what didn't work to switch to something that's sort of the opposite of that. For whatever it's worth, Adam Schefter filed this report with ESPN. This was on Sportsmanlike on ESPN Radio about Belichick and the Giants opening.
I think it'd be a great hire. I'd love to see it. I don't know that it's realistic and practical from both ways. There's history there. There's a connection there. I'm not sure that the Giants would do it. I'm not sure Bill would do it, but I think he'd be unbelievable as head coach again.
By the way, Schefter, or I should say Belichick's 73. So for all the conversation about Nick Saban being 74, Belichick's 73 years old. He will be 74 in April, so before the start of next football season. For whatever that's worth, but it's just something to file away. Remember, that's the clause there in Belichick's contract, which does allow him to jump back to the NFL. So, but two hiring cycles have passed in the NFL without Belichick getting a job. A lot of lesser coaches, who didn't win 6 Super Bowls, have gotten jobs over Bill Belichick. So you just wonder what is the appetite for Belichick as a head coach again in the NFL, and it just doesn't seem like there's much there. But he's getting ready for Wake Forest, as he said. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. With locations all over South Louisiana, you're never far from a Shaw Bills location. Go to ShawBillsTire.com to shop tires, to schedule service near you. It is Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. Hey, look, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. A lot of people hit the road during Thanksgiving to go to family gatherings. Maybe you're taking the car to a place that's snowy and has icy roads or whatever the case may be, and you need new tires. That tread's getting a little bare. Bring it to Shaw Bills. They'll sell you the best tires on the road at the cheapest price possible. It's Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Oklahoma Sooners.
Brent Venables said Wednesday that John Mateer's initial rust on returning from his hand injury didn't surprise him, but that he's improving. The velocity he's been able to throw has all been better. Sooners travel to Alabama this weekend to take on the Crimson Tide.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
The team that's trying to defend against Mateer is getting a defensive starter back from injury. Edge Quay Russ saw his conditions improving, according to Kalen DeBoer. Questionable this week, although he said he's on, if not ahead of schedule. Broke his foot, Russaw did, in the win over Georgia earlier this season. Has not played since, but could be back against Oklahoma.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Shane Beamer updated status for a few injured defensive players and an injured offensive lineman. Talking about Jaylen Brown and George Wilson on the defense. Neither will play for the Gamecocks the rest of the season. Brown, who's a transfer from Missouri, he's shut down with an injury. Began his career at Florida State, as a matter of fact. Then went to Campbell before transferring in. And then Ryan Brubaker, he's been out since spring. He's back at practice for the Gamecocks, but unlikely that he'll be able to play.
The Florida Gators.
Florida has secured a field logo deal with Geico. I mean, they're a reptile, the Gators. The Geico gecko, also a reptile. Is a lizard a reptile? I don't know. You know that?
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
But I think it is, yeah.
Look at you, Muse, learning stuff. Is a lizard, is a gecko a reptile? That's what I would like to know. Anyway, so Florida got a field logo deal with Geico. I wonder if it'll be the Geico logo with all the gecko.
Hopefully the gecko, and a gecko is, in fact, a reptile.
It's a reptile.
Yes.
It makes sense.
It does.
A gator's a reptile, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, cool. So, Geico.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
And the Vols are actively exploring Neyland Stadium expansion. The big question, why? Regular season finale is on the 29th against Vanderbilt. It's consecutive sellout streak at 27 games. I cannot imagine why they want to add more seats, but apparently it's something they're looking to do, expanding the north end zone of the 104-year-old stadium. Capacity currently at 101,915. It's the 6th largest on-campus stadium, and I guess they want to add more seats. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you with us here. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. ED treatment, hormone replacement therapy, other non-pharmaceutical treatments to help with darn near anything that you have going on, if it's maybe high blood pressure or aches and pains, muscle repair, tissue from injuries, gut health. So many options. Check them out at yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Yeah, the interesting thing about Tennessee looking to potentially expand the stadium, every administrator that I talk to, not just at LSU, anywhere, they all want to go the other way. Like, it's all about contracting and adding premium seats. It's all about having the in-stadium experience. Look at what Vanderbilt did. I mean, Vanderbilt, being there this past week, I remember last year, they had basically a construction zone in the end zone. You look at it now, it's incredible. Like, they built condos in the end zone. I mean, it's awesome. You'd rather that premium area than more seats. Like, I bet if you hooked LSU administrators up to a lie detector and said, could we go back in time and not have the East Upper and instead just have a bunch more suites? Absolutely. To take away about 20,000 seats and just add premium areas? Yeah, absolutely. What's done is done. But Tennessee, add more seats. Weird. All right, it's after further review. Y'all, let me knock out a quick break. Come back. Taylor will be here for Bourbon Dictionary. Get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, or text us. 225-396-4400, 396-4400. It's AFR.
AFR.
Honest to goodness, true story. Got this text into the text line from Chase Malassaw, who said, Matt, got a review for 1 hour air. Woke up Tuesday. It was 33 degrees. We had no heat. Thermostat was blank. Called 1 hour air. They showed up 40 minutes before the scheduled time. Troubleshot the issue. Found it to be an electrical issue with the main panel feeding the central unit. On their own, they diagnosed the electrical issue, so I would know what to tell an electrician who I now need to call. I was so impressed, I signed up for their $25 a month maintenance program that saved me $100 today. Beyond impressed and satisfied. Another satisfied customer. You want to know why they have double the amount of 5-star Google reviews than the next closest competitor? Because of that. They have expertly trained technicians. They're always on time or you don't pay a dime, and they're never going to overcharge you for things you don't need. They're going to give you a good, better, and best option. It's River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Children's School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
All right, we're wrapping up hour number 1. Taylor's here. How are you, dude?
Good, Matt. Forgive me. I'm driving. I'm usually not in the truck, but I'm driving today.
That's okay. Just be safe.
Dance practice today. So.
Dance practice. What are we dancing about?
My daughter.
What is she dancing about?
She just started dance class. She's 3.
Okay. Well, I mean, what kind of dance? We doing the Paso Doble? I mean, what are we doing?
No idea. Look, my wife was a Golden Girl and a sensation, and I could not tell you the first thing about dancing. And my sister-in-law owns this dance studio.
Okay.
And I couldn't tell you the first thing.
That felt a little bit like a humble brag, where you're like, my wife was a Golden Girl and a sensation.
Well, no, I mean, I'm just to put it in perspective, I don't know anything about dance, and I should.
You could have just said my wife did dance. Like, my wife did dance. I didn't.
I didn't know that was really a flex, but
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't be like, my wife, went to Paris and danced when she was younger.
Did she? That's cool.
Actually, she did. Yeah. Her friend is in a Britney Spears video, and taught Taylor Swift how to dance.
Well, Taylor Swift doesn't really know how to dance, but
that's the thing. So when she was younger, apparently, shout out to Brittany Hill. Whenever Taylor was younger, she was like 2 left feet and didn't know how to move with a guitar, right? And so Brittany's the one who she was from Baton Rouge, by the way. Shout out, went to Episcopal, and she's the one who taught Taylor Swift like how to dance, how to move with a guitar, like to be competent moving on stage. Pretty cool.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a
and
fun
so we
tidbit.
are all connected in the great circle of life.
Yeah, the dance circle, man.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, okay, so what's new?
Nothing really particularly new. The THC stuff is absolutely just on fire.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, dude, it is wild. And we're just like slowly expanding the section of it because it's just it's so crazy. So we're always getting new THC stuff in, and we did get a little restock of the Angel's Envy bottled and bond. I talked about that a few weeks ago. It's $65. It is so good, and we sold through the first little bit of it quickly. But we have it again.
Go back to the THC stuff. Help me understand this. So THC is the active ingredient in marijuana, right? In cannabis. So is it? Is it just that it's such a trace amount that it's legal to sell?
So the THC in marijuana is, and I can't remember the molecules, but there's different molecules. I think it's Delta 9. Anyway, but so this seltzer and stuff it's the same thing. It's THC, but it's hemp derived. It's kind of hard to explain.
So do you get the same? I mean, this Muse would be able to be far more eloquent about this. Like, being that he's an expert. So do you get the same like buzz or high that you do if you're doing marijuana?
Well, with the seltzer, not. So say you're smoking or whatever, taking a gummy of real THC. What you're going to get that psychedelic effect and generally and all that stuff. So these seltzers are a little different. It's more of a calming. I enjoy them, especially like if I've had a little too much to drink, I'll drink one of those.
Okay.
It just kind of evens everything out.
Okay.
It's different than like smoking a joint.
Okay.
Like I'm sure you've never done that, But
I literally haven't. I have no problem telling anybody that. I've never smoked a cigarette or a joint. I've done gummies, but I've literally never smoked a joint ever in my life.
Bravo, man. That is awesome.
I don't know that it's good or bad. I mean, no judgment whatsoever. There's some things that have appeal and some don't. I love smoking cigars. I love drinking all different types of alcohol. I'm not around people that smoke weed. Like, none of my friends smoke pot, and so I was just never around it, never really sought it, so I just never did it.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, most people have, and you're not going to get, from these things, it's not going to be the same thing as smoking marijuana. It's more of a calming body type high. It's hard to explain. I suggest you try one if you like gummies and stuff like that.
I don't. I really didn't like it at all.
Because probably because of the psychedelic effect.
No, I don't even think I got that at all.
You had to have gotten something if you didn't like it.
It kind of brought me down, and I just was like, just didn't like the way I felt. Anyway,
I'm going to bring some THC seltzers to the studio one day.
Let's do it. Let's get nuts. Hey, we got 60 seconds. Scott said, is Penelope Estate worth 13 worth of $250?
I haven't tried it. I've heard it's great. All the estate stuff I've heard is really good. And I've tried one of them. I can't remember which one I've tried, but for $250, man, that's a lot.
Craig,
I'll leave it at that.
Craig said, Taylor, do you have a preferred Jell-O shot recipe for a holiday party?
Oh my God, what? Jell-O and Everclear.
Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. The raffle's coming up December 11th. We'll tell you more about it as we get closer. Thank you, dude.
All right, Matt. See you, man.
Enjoy dance class. That's Taylor Calandro. It's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Sports Center's coming up. We'll get you caught up on national headlines, and Jake Crain and Company will be here on the other side. I want to talk to Jake about all of the other coaching searches in the SEC and around college football, because they all could, in fact, impact LSU. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment, and it's pretty incredible. It's cost-effective, and it's more efficient. And I love telling you about Jim Woodworth because he does an awesome job, and he's a great guy. He's a military veteran, an Air Force veteran whose career has been built upon disaster relief. He was there in New York post 9/11, helping with the recovery effort, BP oil spill in 2010, and now on a day-to-day basis with Parish Restoration. So if you have mold, they can come knock that out. Maybe you have like cold, flu, COVID, something going through your office. You want to sanitize, they can come in, spray the whole office, and it's totally non-toxic, so safe for plants, pets, people, all of it. It's Parish Restoration. Go to the website, fill out the form, get your quote, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of jasmine or any other of our supreme American rice.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team color, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz pleaded not guilty today to charges he and teammate Emmanuel Clase took bribes to help gamblers win bets placed on pitches they threw. He was released on a $500,000 bond and issued GPS monitoring. NBA Mavericks power forward Anthony Davis will miss a 7th straight game tonight with a calf strain. He won't return to play until getting the okay from Mavs governor Patrick Dumont. LeBron James assigned to the Lakers' G League affiliate. He participated in a full practice for the first time this season today as he makes his way back from sciatica. ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania.
Sources told me this afternoon that LeBron James looked great, felt great as he went through that practice. He moved well, and he didn't show signs of any issues as he's worked through this nerve issue on his right side. My understanding right now is that LeBron James is motivated and eager to get back out on the court, potentially here mid to late this month.
Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo with a knee issue won't play tonight against the Hornets. Clippers guard Bradley Beal will undergo season-ending hip surgery.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty. Coming up Thursday, I'll tell you which playoff contenders are facing must-win games this weekend. It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musu. And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Saints offensive lineman, former Tiger Will Clapp in 30 minutes from right now. Russ Mitchell coming up in hour number 3. Always appreciate getting a few minutes with our guy, J-Boy, who once prank called in the Ed Ogeron radio show. Hit that again, Muse.
All right, J-Boy.
There it is right there. Jake Crain from Crain & Company, good enough to hang out. How are you, dude?
Man, I tell you, I'm going to call the cops on you the next time you do that. I'm just going to call the police.
I'll do it the next time you come on.
Either that or I get a cool music intro like the other guys.
Okay, I like you. Oh, we could get him. Let's use the J-Boy drop as his intro when he comes on. I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Hey, I wanted to talk coaching search stuff. We've been so hyper-focused on the LSU search that I don't think we've necessarily paid a bunch of attention to everything going on around the country and how that may impact LSU. If I asked you about the LSU job, do you think, and by the way, I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen, but like, do you think there's a fit, a top choice that you would pick?
I mean, if I was in charge, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be in charge of LSU because the governor would just fire me like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, probably.
You know, here's the crazy part. And Matt, I've always said this ever since I started in the sports media gig, is that I feel like projecting and picking head coaches is probably the hardest thing that there is to do, and is the most least guaranteed thing because there's the most variables at play. I mean, you look for examples, whether it's hiring a guy that's a first-time Power 4, Power 5 head coach. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I thought LSU made the safest bet of all time with Brian Kelly, one of the most tenured, most winningest coaches out there, and it obviously didn't work out and is kind of gone down in flames. So, you know, if it's me in this era where we know money talks in recruiting, I tend to lean more toward the CEO type that doesn't call plays, but I understand the energy that's behind LSU. And I don't know why this is, but I think this cycle at this point in time, it feels like there's a younger up-and-coming guy that should get it. I just really feel that way. Now, I'm not one to say, oh, well, you know, we hired a group of 5 guy and it didn't work out, so we're never going to hire another group of 5 guy. Or, well, we hired a proven Power 4 guy and that didn't work out. You just go get the best guy. My biggest question is, and I asked you this on our show, is LSU willing to hire a guy that coached at an in-state school? Because I do think out of all the candidates right now, Summerall, to me, is near the top.
I would love the John Summerall hire, but your intuition is right, Jake, to ask that question, because I've just talked to enough old guard people here who are like, you can't hire the Tulane coach. And it was the same thing 4 years ago with Napier.
I get it.
And I think it's stupid, by the way. I think it's stupid. I love John Summerall.
It is stupid, but like Auburn or Alabama would never hire the Troy head coach.
Okay,
they would never hire the South Alabama head coach.
That's a real thing there too?
Systemic. I think it's a real – well, like the only reason John Summerall can get away with it because he went from Troy to Tulane. If John Summerall was the head coach at Troy right now, Auburn would not hire him.
Interesting. So I know you have a lot of ties to Auburn. For those who don't know, Jake, like your dad played at Auburn. I think it's fair to say like you've got a lot of ties and connections to that program. What do you think is going on? I mean, it's been tough to find the right guy. I thought Hugh Freeze would be great. What seems to be the scuttle there?
Well, you know, I think when it comes to Hugh Freeze, and you know, again, I'm not one to shy away from being wrong. That's why I'll crow when I'm right. You know, I think the sickness had a decent amount to do with it. Now, I don't want to get into too many details in it, but there's some stuff in the public that I don't think was shared that would make it make sense a little more for people. If you just looked at Hugh Freeze the last couple of years, could you not see it a little bit? Like, if we're being honest, like just his demeanor, the way he looked. And then obviously, you know, you can't be worst at what you're supposed to be best at. That's why I keep trying to tell all these Auburn fans that think DJ Durkin's the next Nick Saban, and all he did was reverse Hugh Freeze. I mean, you went down there and you were worst at what you're supposed to be best at, and you were best at what you're supposed to be worst at, and you still lost a close game.
Yeah.
To me, man, you know, Auburn's a tough job. It really is. But to me, right now, where it sits, and the betting odds confirm this, I think it's John Summerall. I think he's going to be the next head coach at Auburn. I think just like anything, you know, nothing is guaranteed, but his attitude, you can't have a guy that comes into Auburn and is soft. I think it got to the point with Hugh where he was too worried about being a camp counselor and not being a winner. And that's just, if you were inside that building, I think there's a lot of people that agree with me. You need a no-nonsense, nothing but toughness, it's my way or the highway type of guy at Auburn. You really, whenever Auburn's had success, whether it be a schematical genius or a CEO head coach, that's the type of person that they've had. So even Gus Malzahn, to a certain extent, Matt, like it was his way or the highway. Like you were running what he wanted to run. It was very simple. So I think John Summerall kind of fits that. And, you know, I think Craddock, the OC, is going to get the UAB job. So he'd have to bring in his own OC, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was Neil Brown.
Okay. I've heard whispers, I'm just curious your thoughts on this, that Cam Newton this isn't like I'm telling you from people who would know such things, right? That Cam Newton is pushing for Eli Drinkwitz because that was his OC on the championship team. Is there any chatter about Drink at Auburn? Would that make sense?
Well, I mean, yeah, he has a past here, right? But from what I've been told, I don't think Drink is near the top.
Okay.
Now, if Cam Newton would just come play for Auburn, we wouldn't have a problem anymore.
I don't know if you want 40-year-old Cam Newton. Probably not.
Now, I'll take 40-year-old Cam Newton over 17-year-old Jackson Arnold right now.
Probably true. Probably not a bad play. Do you think Drink stays at Missouri?
No, I think he ends up at Penn State.
Okay. What about, and Jake Crain's with us, Crain and Company, YouTube every single day. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, you're doing sports media wrong.
Yeah, grow up, Peter Pan.
For real. What about Florida?
Man, it feels like, now I will say, if Florida doesn't get Lane and Drink doesn't go to Penn State, I think Drink ends up at Florida. But to me, again, talking about like the archetype of the head coach that works, Florida needs somebody that, for lack of a better term, is somewhat of a troll, is unbelievably arrogant, will talk that talk, but then will back it up. Think about the coaches that have had uber success at Florida.
There's only been two.
Spurrier, was Lane Kiffin before Lane Kiffin. You look at Urban Meyer. I mean, enough said. The choir boys don't work at Florida. Like, just because you buy all the Girl Scout cookies doesn't mean you're going to win at Florida. You probably need somebody that'll tell them you don't like cookies. So, to me, that's why Lane in Florida is such a perfect fit. And I do, at the end of the day, think that Lane ends up at Florida, which is a problem for everybody.
So you think he goes to Florida, which means he leaves Ole Miss before the playoff?
Oh, no, not before the playoff. Here's the hardest part. Like, this is why I'm so glad I'm not in charge of choosing who to hire, because if you want to hire a proven guy that is winning right now, you're going to have to wait longer than everybody else. And now, obviously, Matt, and I know your viewers know this, the real National Signing Day is in December.
Yeah.
The second one it's just a carryover, right? It's not nearly, the real signing day is in December. So what happens if all of a sudden you're like, all right, well, Lane, you're going to be the guy, and Ole Miss goes and makes the semifinal of the college football playoff, and he just wants to go back to Ole Miss? Well, now you're kind of left there holding the bag, as opposed to a guy like John Summerall, that if you have an opening right now with Tulane pretty much being out of it, you could probably get an agreement done pretty quickly and an announcement done in time to not only save face on your roster, but keep some of the recruits you have coming out of high school. So that's something, again, that moving the signing day up has really and I agree with it. I like that they did that, but it's really convolute. Is it worth waiting? You think she's going to dump them and she's going to fall in your arms? Well, we'll see after Christmas.
January portal, too. If you wait till you're missing the January portal. I just don't think that Ole Miss is going to let Lane Kiffin coach in the playoff if he's leaving.
No way. There's no way.
So that's the point. I think Ole Miss is going to demand an answer, and if he's leaving, they're not going to let him coach in the playoff.
Well, see, like, Matt, think about this though. Like, and I get what you're saying. If Ole Miss was a program that had been there and done that before, if Ole Miss was LSU, I'd agree with you 100%. Ole Miss hasn't done this. They just walk through the wardrobe.
I get it.
Right? And they're into this whole new world that they've never been in. They're looking at the college football playoff rankings, complaining about being jumped by Texas Tech at 6 and 7. So, like, at this point, I feel like Lane could walk into a bank in the middle of downtown Oxford and rob them without a gun, and they just give them the money.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't. Ole Miss hadn't been there before. So at the end of the day, like, it's not like you have all this other stuff to fall back on. I just don't know, but I don't think anything would be made public, and that's the whole problem with the timeline that me and you just discussed when it comes to Lane in Florida. So it's an interesting debacle, man, for sure.
Hey, do you know how to stop getting spam calls on your cell phone?
Yeah, I answer it and say that I work for the FBI spam division, and they instantly hang up and never call me back.
I work for the FBI spam division. Stop calling me. All right, we'll see if that works. I get 100 of those a day. It's so annoying.
Yeah, either that or just speak Chinese, or what you think Chinese would sound like.
But I'm probably talking to a computer. That's the problem. Okay.
Well, computer can spell FBI.
Oh, that's true. Okay, real quick, because I'm short on time. Arkansas?
God, man, I'm telling you, if it's a hire that's done quickly, it's going to be James Franklin. If not, it's going to be Goalish from South Florida.
Okay. Jake Crain, Crain and Company. Just so good every day, man. I mean, you guys with
trying to get like you, homie.
You guys with your wit and your beautiful hair and your sharp jaw lines and
yeah, not Blaine. Blaine looks like he's the guy that got kicked out of the boy band and hadn't gotten over it.
What did he do? Why did he do that?
No. Listen, like Matt, this man.
I don't get it.
First week of the season, bet himself. Didn't even bet us. Was like, if Texas loses to Ohio State, I'll dye my hair blonde. It wasn't like, well, if this happens, then y'all have to dye. He just made a bet with himself. I think he just wanted to dye his hair blonde.
Right,
honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would he do that? I just don't get why he did it. Like, why would you?
Look, I've known him for almost 30 years, Matt.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
Okay. Crain and Company, go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow Jake on Twitter and all those places as well. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hey, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy. Y'all be good.
All right, man. We'll see you. That's Jake Crain. It's AFR. We're brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Oh, also coming up Sunday, this Sunday at Rouse's, Burbank and Lee, a meet and greet with Whit Weeks. How about it? Autographed posters and Form 4-packs. It's Form Energy. It's our friends over at Mockler. That's the energy drink. So they're doing a meet and greet with Whit Weeks at Rouse's, Burbank and Lee, this Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. Bring the kids on by. Go get you a photo with Whit and get you some Form Energy as well. One of the bajillions of great products you can get over at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's. This feels like home. Okay, it's after further review. Let me knock on a break. I want to react to some of what Jake said there on the coaching carousel, and we'll clap in 15 minutes. Don't you move.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. And y'all, with this cooler weather, I know it's going to tick up a little bit here in the coming days, but cooler weather is perfect for planting trees and shrubs. This is the time. Also, I want you to add this to your calendar. Saturday, November the 29th. So a week from Saturday, November the 29th, okay? Or I guess 2 weeks. It's the Poinsettia Open House at the Clegg's, the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs from 9 to 2. One of the biggest events every year that's sort of that benchmark that bridges from Thanksgiving to Christmas, the Poinsettia Open House. The just rows and rows and rows and rows of beautiful poinsettias. Christmas trees are coming soon next week. Y'all get them. Clegg's Nursery.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Attention diesel mechanics. River Parish Contractors has an immediate full-time opening with benefits. Valid licenses and TWIC card is required to apply. Call or text Big Jake today at 985-479-9858 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on Apply Now. Come be part of the team that values hard work, has a high standard of excellence, and delivers projects on time and safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I want to follow up on the conversation we were just having there with Jake Crain. Thanks for being with us. Hump Day Shows, as always, brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. We're spending so much time talking about the coaching carousel at LSU and who LSU might be targeting, timeline, all that sort of stuff. I think the first domino in this cycle that needs to fall before anything else can fall into place is sort of the Lane Kiffin component. Is he leaving? Is he staying at Ole Miss? And the timing of this is what's going to make it very complex, because Ole Miss is, they're going to blow the doors off of Florida this week, by the way. And then they're going to play the Egg Bowl, and all they need to do is split those two, and they're in the playoff. And so Ole Miss is going to have a decision at hand with Lane Kiffin. And it's going to be a very complicated balancing act. Because one of the things I always say, probably so much that y'all get sick of hearing me say it, is actions speak louder than words. But it's true. Like, your actions mean more than what you say. And while I believe very much that Lane Kiffin loves Ole Miss, I don't think he loved it when he showed up. I think he loves it now. And that's very possible, that you can grow and evolve as a person, and all of that stuff, I think it has happened for him, and I think it's wonderful. He's found sobriety. He's doing hot yoga all the time. He's lost a bunch of weight. He's reconnected and reunited with his wife. His family seems very happy. I don't know Lane Kiffin at all. I've interviewed him in press conferences, media days, stuff like that, but I don't know Lane Kiffin. Like, I cannot purport to have any type of personal relationship. So I would be leaning on secondhand information for all that stuff. But I believe that it does seem like this is a guy who is very happy in life with where he is, with a great job where he is. They have given him everything he wants to win. I would relate Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss to Nick Saban at LSU, meaning Nick Saban loved LSU. His family loved Baton Rouge. He won here. He had every resource that he needed. Talent-rich state, roster, coaching staff. Nick, whatever you need, got it. He wanted what they affectionately refer to as Sabanville. It's football ops building. Nick got that thing approved and built, never got to use it because he left for Miami before he ever moved in. But he always had a longing to scratch the NFL itch. Like, is there something better? I love where I am, but there's something else that I want to try. And two things can be true at the same time. Lane Kiffin can love Ole Miss and still feel like there's a lower ceiling in Oxford than in other places. Like, both of those things can be true. like it was with Nick Saban. So I think for LSU fans, you can relate to this. I mean, Nick Saban did that interview on The Pivot in the spring where he relayed the story about when he was about to go to Miami. He's standing on Skip Bertman's balcony with Jimmy Sexton, and Sexton says, what do you want your legacy to be? Do you want to be Bear Bryant? Do you want to be Vince Lombardi? And without hesitation, Nick says, I want to be Bear Bryant. Jimmy Sexton says, well, what are you doing going to Miami? And he left anyway. I think Lane Kiffin's in a similar spot. I think he has a longing for another place where he thinks he can go and can win championships, where there might be a lower ceiling at Ole Miss, as much as he loves it. And as an LSU fan, you can relate to that because that's where you were with Nick. Nick could have stayed here forever, won forever. He would have been adored, been given every resource, but he needed to go scratch an itch. You got him one move too soon. And that may be where Ole Miss is with Lane. And I said actions speak louder than words. Ole Miss has had that contract extension on the table, which is reported $13.5 million. Kirby's making $13.3. This would make him the highest paid coach in the country. And he said it's not about money, and I believe him. He's going to get paid wherever he goes. But that contract is on the table, and he hasn't signed it, which tells you he's leaving his options open. He's like, his actions are telling you. He's leaving his options open. Okay, well, if that door to leave is open, someone's going to make him the offer that he can't refuse, like Miami did to Nick Saban all those years ago. So the question is going to become, and I don't know if it'll be LSU or Florida or the Giants or whatever. I don't know. I'm just telling you candidly, I don't have any insight there. I'm very confident that there's a lot of people around LSU who want Lane Kiffin to be the coach. I don't know if you can get a deal done or if he wants Florida. I don't know. But I can't see a world where Ole Miss lets him coach that team in the playoff knowing he's leaving. And you can say, well, there'll be a wink-wink handshake deal under the table, whatever, where he'll leave afterwards. Like, at some point, Ole Miss is going to stand up and say no. Like, you have to let us know what you're doing. And the point that Jake Crain just made here a minute ago was, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, Ole Miss doesn't have that stature, that standard. Well, at some point, you have to start. Like, Lane Kiffin has won 50 games at Ole Miss in the last 5 years. I mean, the only schools that have won more in the last 5 years in the SEC than Ole Miss are Alabama and Georgia. So at some point it becomes, how do you view yourself? Like, I understand if the G5 coach coaches his team to the New Year's Six and takes the bigger job, and the G6 school lets him coach and knowing he's leaving after that. Hell, LSU did that when Saban went to the NFL. He coached the team in the Citrus Bowl and then left for the NFL. But in what reality is Ole Miss going to let Lane Kiffin coach through the playoff, knowing he's leaving to coach another team, another program, potentially recruiting his current roster to the new place and all, working for someone else's best interest while coaching your team? No shot. Like, at some point, you've got to say, we love you, we want you here, but this is your decision. And so if Lane makes the decision to leave Ole Miss, I do not think he's coaching them in the playoff. I don't know how Ole Miss could allow that. Like, would you allow that if that was the LSU coach if the LSU coach was coaching LSU, gets to 10-2, you're going to make the playoff, and he takes a deal to go coach Southern Cal, pick it, I don't care. Do you honestly think you'd be okay with that coach after leaving you, continuing to coach you through the postseason? No shot. No shot. And I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that Ole Miss will do the same with Lane Kiffin. As much as they love him, as much as he loves them, as much as he wants to be there, as much as he has loved being there. If it comes down to him taking another job, I don't think he's coaching him in the playoff, which rectifies all of those timeline questions about the December signing period and the January portal, because I think he would not be coaching his team in the postseason. It's my opinion. We'll see how it all plays out. What I think is the most fascinating part of the conversation from an LSU perspective is if Kiffin is in fact their number one target, and I've talked to enough people around LSU in the search in many different capacities that do have him at the top of their list. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but that do have him at the top of their list. Does Kiffin reciprocate? I mean, 4 years ago, I think he'd have crawled over broken glass to take the LSU job. Is that the same now? I don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out in time. Okay, it is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters too. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Especially with all that cold weather we've had here lately, y'all remember, call Relief Windows. They'll install energy-efficient replacement windows. It'll lower your energy bills by reducing those costly air leaks. Keep that cold air out, the warm air from your heater in, making your home more energy efficient. And it's going to increase your home's resale value. You install these energy-efficient replacement windows with a lifetime transferable warranty. It'll beautify the exterior of your home, and you will get credit on your home valuation for these energy-efficient replacement windows with a lifetime transferable warranty. When you get your home appraised, you will get a bump for installing these windows from Relief Windows. Windows door siding, they do shutters too. ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Former Tiger, current Saint, Will Clapp set to join us. Clapp's on IR. Season came to an end with that injury in the preseason. We're looking forward to talking to Will. We'll do it next on AFR.
After Further Review.
Buying or selling, commercial or residential. Think real estate. Think Darren James. Always encourage you to go to agent225.com. Agent225.com. Remember, working with Darren obligates you to nothing. If you're worried about getting stuck in a long-term contract with a realtor, Darren, working with him obligates you to nothing. If at any point you're not thrilled with the service, fire him and let you out of the contract free and clear, no questions asked. But you won't. See, there's a reason why Darren James is on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1% of realtors in America. For perspective, there are 1.5 million realtors in the U.S. 1.5 million realtors in the U.S. Fill up Tiger Stadium 15 times. Darren James, number 14 in the country on the transaction side. Nobody gets to closing faster, getting you more money than Darren James. So if you need to sell your home, you need the best, you need Darren James. Go to agent225.com. That's agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, rolling along here, Hump Day edition of AFR. We are presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Man, always great to catch up with former Tiger, current St. Will Clapp. Good enough to spend a couple of minutes with us here. Yo, man, how are you?
Doing well, Matt. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. Hey, let's just start with the question I think everybody wants to know, man. Just give us the update, if you would, on the injury, man. How's it progressing?
Man, it's been a good rehab. It's not a tough rehab. It's just long and slow. Just trying to stay focused throughout it. I've been told by my wife multiple times I'm not a great patient, and just taking your time throughout a long rehab, it can be challenging, but it's been going good.
Is it more complicated with little kiddos at home too?
Oh yeah, I mean, my poor wife had essentially 3 kids when I was in crutches and on a scooter for about 6 weeks after surgery. But I'm back moving around. I'm a couple weeks ahead of schedule on my recovery, so just taking my time through it. I mean, I still have another probably 2.5, 3 months till I'm get the full clear, but I'm feeling really well.
Good, man. Well, can you disclose, what was the injury? It was a foot, but what happened?
So I tore my Liz Frank. Just a really tough situation. First play of the first preseason game in LA. We call a little quick pass play, and the guy hits me with like a little bowl to swim. And when I went to redirect on his swim move, I just felt my whole foot give out. I limped back to the huddle, and I was trying to convince myself I was good to go. Played another snap, and I was like, I'm not right. And then right when I got to the sideline and they took my shoe off, my foot blew up, and I knew something was up then. So just really unfortunate, but we're on the road to recovery now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't remember you ever being injured at LSU. Is this like the first serious injury you've dealt with in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I had injuries at LSU. Like most of the time, all the surgeries I had at LSU, I was able to get through the season. Yeah. And then I would miss spring ball. I had a shoulder and a hip when I was at LSU. And then in the NFL, I've been pretty fortunate. I've broken a couple fingers, but other than that, nothing serious that I'd have to miss like major time. But yeah, this is the first one where it's like knocked me out for a whole year.
Yeah. Well, man, it sounds like you're in good spirits, man. That's glad to hear you're ahead of schedule there. And I mean, I saw last week that you were doing like a little bit of coaching with the team. Like, can you walk us through? Like, is that the role you're kind of taking this year?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got my injury, Kellen and Nuge had both just mentioned, hey, you can be as involved as you want to be. So I've just been trying to be involved as much as I can be. I do my rehab in the mornings, and I'll go to sit in meetings, ask questions. That as a guy, I'm the only one that's been with Kellen and Nuge from LA. So I'll ask questions in the line room just to maybe a question that a younger player might not want to ask or think to ask. And just do stuff like that. I make some cut-ups during the week for the guys, just stuff that I always, thought would be helpful, or, things that I liked when I was a younger player. So just stuff like that, just trying to help out where I can. Will
Clapp's our guest. I remember whenever you signed back with the Saints, you were good enough to come on the show, and we talked about your relationship with Kellen. You were pretty fired up, as I remember, about him and enjoyed your time with him in L.A. What would you say, like, how would you compare or contrast, Will, maybe the guy you played for in LA to head coach Kellen Moore, which you've been able to observe so far through the first half of this season?
I mean, it's honestly been the same thing. I mean, Kellen's not a guy who gets too high or too low. I mean, obviously we had a rough go of it. Beginning part of the year, we got a win last week, which is huge for everybody going into the bye week. But I never felt like he was getting down, or even when we beat the Giants, or he's always about his process and just keep going, doing the right thing. It's easy to get down in situations where I think we lost. I don't even know how many we lost in a row, like 5 or 6. You can get down on yourself pretty quick. And he just stayed the same the whole way through. He was, he's committed to the way he's doing it. I think the way that, he's building this thing is the right way to go about it. And, we've all enjoyed, having him as our head coach.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because it does seem, Will, like, despite the struggles, and I mean, look, I would assume like it was, I think it was an 7 or 8 game losing streak. Like that could weigh on you, but it seems like the morale around the team has been good. Now that's external. Internal is like you've been on a lot of different teams now in different places. Is that fair to say? Like it seems like the vibe around the team in the locker room has still been positive?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a place where like you dread going to work. I mean, we all show up every day and we're fired up, and like the belief is there, and we're, the foundation that we're trying to build is, the right way we're trying to do it. And I never felt like, any game that like we believed, we were out of it. Obviously Seattle, tough start. LA was a rough game, but every other game we've been in it. It's just, you start winning a few of those, and all these. Pretty much every game you're going to play in this league is going to be a one-score game, and you start winning a couple more of those one-score games, your season looks different. So we're a young team just trying to figure out how to win those games, and we're excited just to keep working towards the process of doing that.
I loved what you said too about being in the meetings and maybe asking questions young players may not want to ask, doing cut-ups, things that you enjoyed as a young player. Like you've got a rookie in that position room in Kelvin Banks. It's a first-rounder, and there's a ton of expectation around him. I mean, I'd love just your perspective as a veteran guy, what it's been like watching him in his rookie season. What have been your observations?
Yeah, I mean, he's been awesome, man. Just, off the field stuff. I mean, you got your rookie duties, and, this kid's he's a top 10 pick, absolute, rock star coming out of college. And he's all about doing all the rookie stuff. He doesn't complain. Some guys don't embrace it. He's all about everything, just doing his job. And that goes onto the field. He does everything that he's asked. He's open to different ideas. I sit next to him in meetings, and I'll just be like, hey, maybe think about this. Or one of the coaches will say, hey, KB, why don't you try this week? And just, these little tidbits, and he's super coachable, wants to be great. And I think it shows on the field. I mean, he's on an island a lot by himself, being a left tackle in the league, and it's not an easy thing. And, some of the stuff that he does is just, God-given natural ability that he's just an absolute freak about, and I think he has a bright future ahead.
Yeah, man. On the flip side of it, you saw the front end of Trevor Penning's career, right? You were in New Orleans, right? Your last season in New Orleans was his rookie year. Did I get that right?
No, so I just missed Trev, but obviously got to know him really well in this off season, and just working with him this season.
Yeah. So whenever a player in that position group gets traded mid-season, I mean, I guess obviously losing a teammate, but then also another opportunity for another guy like Dylan who's starting in that place. But can you walk us through what that's kind of like in the position group when you lose a starter in the season like that to a trade?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks just because you spend so much time together. I mean, we're with each other 6 out of 7 days a week. We're doing road trips. We're together every day during camp for 6 weeks. I mean, most times I see these guys more than I see my wife and kids. So it definitely sucks when you lose a guy, especially somebody in your position room. I'm super excited for him as a player to have a fresh start and go somewhere. I would imagine he's just, once he gets the playbook down there, they're going to move him into the starting lineup. And he's just a super talented guy that I hope can keep ascending in the league.
Will Clapp's with us. Hey, before you go, and I always appreciate talking to you whenever we can get a few minutes. I'm sure you're watching the Tigers this year?
Yeah, it's been I'm always watching the Tigers. Obviously a lot of stuff going on in Baton Rouge right now. I'll actually be there this weekend. Cool. I haven't been to a game in 4 years, so I'm super excited.
Nice.
Go see everybody, and hoping we can right the ship and get back to the stage we all want to be at.
All right, who do you want? You can pick the coach. Who you want?
Man, there's a lot of good options out there. I mean, you guys are more plugged in than me, but obviously I think Lane's like the hot one going around. I'm always big on some offensive production, so that'd be a cool one to get.
Yeah, man. Have you gotten to meet Summerall down in New Orleans at all, John Summerall?
I have not, but I've only heard great things about him, and I've heard that name float around too. I mean, listen, man, I'm all about whoever gets the Tigers going, and I'm just excited to see who they snag.
Same. Hey, man, always appreciate a couple of minutes. You know, we're always pulling for you from afar. Happy for your success, man. Continued good health on the road to recovery, man. We'll catch you down the line, all right?
I appreciate that.
Of course. That's Will Clapp, former Tiger, our brother Martin grad, former Tiger, and now back with the New Orleans Saints. Just all around good dude. I love talking to veteran Will Clapp. What great perspective on how he's taking this time now dealing with the injury, but still making the team better. And you got to keep in mind, man, Clapp came in as a draft pick with New Orleans, made the team, hung around for 4 years, went to L.A. with the Chargers for a couple seasons. Last year was in 24 was in Buffalo, and now back to New Orleans. So he's been on really good teams. I guess he was there in L.A. with the Chargers when Brandon Staley was let go. So you hang around the NFL long enough, you're going to see both sides of it. I mean, he was there in New Orleans. I mean, his rookie year in New Orleans, 2018, was the Nola no call. It was a team that was the number one seed in the NFC. So he's seen both ends of this in the NFL, the really good and the not so good, like this year. So great perspective, man, and one of the truly good guys. You can tell, man, might have a coaching future. Just listen to him talk about that. So we appreciate Will. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. Thinking of buying land? Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Man, I always love telling you about First South Farm Credit because when you call First South Farm Credit, first of all, you're going to talk to people who are here. Now, they have branches in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, more than 40 branches. But just for the purposes of our conversation here, if you're in Louisiana, like let's say hypothetically you work in New Orleans, you want to move to the North Shore, buy that land, build your dream home, and commute into the city. Okay, well, they have an office in Tangipahoa Parish. So you could talk to someone who lives where you live, works where you work, talks like you talk, and they're so plugged into this process because it's all they've done for more than 100 years is help Louisianians buy land. And when you do one thing, you get to do it for 100 years. You do it exceptionally well. It's First South Farm Credit. Go to FirstSouthLand.com. Start there. That's the website, FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. Maybe it's that recreational land. Maybe it's timber property for an investment property. It's First South Farm Credit. Explore the rural lifestyle with First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. All right, y'all, it is AFR. Glad you're hanging out with us here. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Always encourage you. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. We'll knock out a quick break. Muse will do Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 2 when we come back. Russ Mitchell's here in 30 minutes. We got a ton to do, and glad you're here. It's AFR.
After further review.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Remember, follow Gordon on all the social media platforms because right now the registration is open for the bicycle giveaway, something Gordon does every year around Christmas. It's the annual bike giveaway where he gives away 600 bicycles to children in our community that are maybe less fortunate. You want to see how you can enter, go do it at Get Gordon on any of the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Get Gordon. Follow him, and you'll see the bicycle giveaway graphic right there, the post, and it tells you how you can enter to win one of those bicycles. So you want to make Christmas a little brighter for a child in Louisiana and any of the markets around Louisiana this Christmas season. Gordon is helping do that, giving away 600 bicycles. Just awesome, man. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Thanks again to Will Clapp for joining us. Great convo if you missed it. On demand, like all of our content. AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. Remember, podcast or YouTube. If you want the full show, just search After Further Review. If you want just the LSU content, search AFR LSU. If you want just Saints content, search AFR Saints. That's simple. On podcast or YouTube, get everything you want. Please subscribe. We appreciate it. If you're watching us live on YouTube, shout out. We appreciate y'all. Please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, as always, to our listeners, wherever you may be. ESPN Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles, WBTR in Baton Rouge, just however, wherever you may be. Thanks for hanging out with us every single day here on AFR. All right, Russ Mitchell's coming up in about 25 minutes from right now. And I do want to talk a little bit more about what Frank Wilson and Bobby Petrino had to say Wednesday morning on the SEC Coaches Teleconference, getting ready for Saturday's game in Tiger Stadium. But right now, Musso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
Spam risk. Spam risk. I'm telling you, dude, this happens 100 times a day. I get the stupid spam risk calls. 100. I get 100 a day.
I don't know what kind of list you're on to
I don't know.
Make that happen, man.
I don't know.
Quick update from yesterday. Kayshon Boutte officially ruled out for Thursday Night Football with the hamstring. So this will be the second consecutive game that Boutte misses with that injury for the New England Patriots. Pats and Jets on Thursday Night Football. Josh Williams has been suspended 6 games by the NFL for a violation of the league's performance-enhancing substance policy. Of course, that suspension comes without pay. He signed with the Bucs as an undrafted free agent and made the team, has played in 3 games this year as well. December 22nd, that's his eligibility date for reinstatement. That would put him back before the regular season finale for Tampa Bay. Danielle Hunter, congratulations to him, AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Not really a surprise. 3.5 sacks in the ball game against the Jags on Sunday. Gets him up to 7.5. He's top 10 in the league again in sacks. Total 27.5 tackles on the year as well. So congratulations to Danielle Hunter there. Trendon Watford in a starting role for the 76ers. 7 points and 2 boards. Did play 21 minutes in that one, and they upset the Boston Celtics a night ago. And Paul Skeens, National League Cy Young, will be announced 6 p.m. Central Wednesday night, tonight. Skeens expected to win that award. He closed the regular season as the betting favorite. That'd make 2024 Rookie of the Year and then potentially Cy Young in his second season. He's been awesome. So we wish Paul Skeens, obviously, best of luck in that award ceremony tonight. You can stream it with MLB.com and things of nature, but I'm sure there'll be blackouts because that's how Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred do things. That's Tigers in the Pros.
We're presented by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. It's always interesting whenever you follow Our Lady of the Lake on any of the social medias. It's just any game, sporting event that LSU's at, you'll see the Our Lady of the Lake physicians there at the games because LSU trusts the world-class healthcare and physicians at the lake to care for their world-class athletes, but also the LSU students and everywhere. One of these posts, it's from the sports field to the medical field. You see all the different ways in their teaching hospitals that Our Lady of the Lake continues to give back. It's the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, of course, where Our Lady of the Lake is a part, and continuing to expand healthcare all throughout not only Baton Rouge, the state of Louisiana, and the region. To learn more about Our Lady of the Lake and their partnership with LSU, you can log on to ololrmc.com/LSU, ololrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. It's pretty cool. I saw this post about Dr. Darryl Marks. He's done 5,000 robotic surgeries. It's incredible. They did posted a really cool picture of him with balloons, like 5 and 4 zeros behind the balloons, wearing a crown. So congrats to Dr. Marks. 5,000 robotic surgeries. That's the level of expertise we're talking about at Our Lady of the Lake. ololrmc.com/LSU. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. SportsCenter's coming up. We'll get you caught up on national headlines. The just a busy time in sports because you start to have all the overlap, right, with not only LSU football finishing up the season and then the Saints playing, but also with basketball getting underway. You got fall baseball, all that good stuff. So a lot going on. We will dive into all the on-field stuff next hour. Russ Mitchell will be here to recap, preview with the SEC weekend. When we come back, both Bobby Petrino and Frank Wilson previewing LSU and Arkansas.
AFR.
On a Wednesday, and you're knocking off of work, I mean, you could go home. You could heat up that frozen dinner or the leftovers, or you could treat yourself. You go to Supper Club. They're opening up in 5 minutes. So why not take that detour and pop on into Supper Club? Call your significant other and say, hey, we're going out tonight. Meet me at Supper Club. Right there on Perkins Road, near Bluebonnet. It's like they took this world-class dining experience from New York, L.A., Vegas, Paris, just dropped it right there on Perkins Road. From the elegant decor, the fun design, the experience you'll have with every dish, and the food experience, my goodness. One place, it's Supper Club. Experience it for the first time or the next time. Just do it tonight. SupperClubBTR.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's.
One love. Let's go.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz pleaded not guilty today to charges he and teammate Emmanuel Clase took bribes to help gamblers win bets placed on pitches they threw, was released on a $500,000 bond and issued GPS monitoring. NBA, Mavericks power forward Anthony Davis will not return from a left calf strain until the okay from owner Patrick Dumont. LeBron James, assigned to the Lakers' G League affiliate, took part in his first full practice of the season as he works toward a return from sciatica, hopes to make his season debut this month. The approach LA's taking with LeBron will benefit him as well as the team, notes ESPN NBA analyst Chinea Gwumake.
He has two guys that he can rely on in Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. He's always had a 30% usage rate. He's never gone below 28%. This is a year where they can actually protect him offensively because he has guys that he can trust. So I do believe that LeBron taking his time has actually been the best case scenario for this Lakers squad, who is trending upward.
Lakers Thunder tonight, 9:30 Eastern, ESPN. Milwaukee's Giannis Antetokounmpo, dealing with a knee issue, will not play tonight against Charlotte.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
Josh Edwards was here in hour 1.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He covers the NFL.
Hump day.
Does some draft stuff.
It's hump day.
Talked about Tyler Shuck.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Quarterbacks available, etc. Taylor Calandro is here.
It's hump day.
He's taking his daughter to dance class.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
3-year-old dance class.
Hump day.
and we talked about booze.
It's hump day.
I got a text after that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It was from Stewart. He said scone.
It's hump day.
As a lifelong pothead and owner of 2 Cheech and Chong hemp stores, Taylor has no clue what he's saying.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Best text of the day.
Hump day.
Jake Crain was here.
It's hump day.
Took a break from prank call and coaches' radio shows.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We talked about the SEC coaching hires.
Hump day.
Will Clapp was here.
It's hump day.
Enjoyed that convo with Will.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Our guy.
Hump day.
Only he really is our guy.
It's hump day.
He literally worked here when he was in college.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cade used to make him fill out email entry forms into a database.
Hump day.
He would just go hide on the 4th floor to not have to do it.
It's hump day.
I don't blame him.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Russ Mitchell in 10 minutes.
Hump day.
All right, let's get going. We're glad you're with us here. Thanks for hanging out. We always appreciate our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Wednesday morning, Frank Wilson and Bobby Petrino were both on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. Yes, LSU is going to play a football game. I asked Frank Wilson about Michael Van Buren and Redshirt possibilities. They're going to play Michael Van Buren. We led the show today talking about Van Buren and the possibility of redshirting, which is something I hadn't really considered until someone asked me about it this morning. And I do think it is. I think it's the prudent thing to do. I wouldn't burn a year of eligibility for Van Buren to play a backup role for the final 3 games in a lost season. I'd rather preserve that year of eligibility, but it sounds like they're going to play him. I did ask Frank not only about Van Buren, but other players that they might be considering who might sort of have a redshirt decision to make. Remember, a year ago, that was West Weeks. This year, Jordan Gilbert is going to preserve his redshirt to have another year of eligibility. But here was Frank. He didn't mention anyone by name, but kind of talked about what they're looking at.
For us, the responsibility and the want to of our players, if they can go into a game and contribute in a major way for us to have an opportunity to win that game, they would like to, and we would like them to be in position to do so. We have some guys, or a guy or two, that may have played 2 snaps on a field goal or field goal block unit. In those cases, consideration and recommendation of protecting their red shirt is something that's under consideration, and certainly something that we would certainly be open to. A guy that is playing 30 snaps on offense, defense, or special teams, we still got a lot of seasons. We got 3 games and a bowl game on the horizon, and so we would like to be able to move forward and use those contributions to help us win these games.
Some of those guys to keep an eye on, like, for example, Jace Thomas has played in 3 games on special teams. You play him in another one, but if he's not playing defensive snaps, do you want to burn a year just to have him play? I mean, he's played 16 special team snaps on the season over 3 games. Now, I had a block punt for a safety against Texas A&M, but that's one where you have to consider. If he's going to take on a bigger role defensively as a safety, which doesn't seem like he will, makes sense, but otherwise, preserve that year. Jace Thomas was one. Aiden Anding is another. Aiden Anding has played in just 1 game on the defensive side. But you look at special teams, it's a different story with a lot of these guys. Aiden Anding has played already in 4 games on special teams. So are you going to run Aiden Anding out there in the next 3 games to play on special teams units? He's played 31 snaps on the season on special teams. And the other is Zion Williams. Zion Williams has played in 4 games, 15 snaps, all on special teams. So those are the 3 guys I would tell you need to keep an eye on. Jace Thomas, Zion Williams, Aiden Anding, that have all just played limited special team snaps. And it's like, if they were going to have a bigger role defensively in these final 4 games, or the final 3 games, okay. But otherwise, it would probably benefit you not to play them and preserve that year. And, we were talking earlier about, specifically about Van Buren, and someone on Twitter mentioned and replied and said, in this era, there's no sense in redshirting a player. I couldn't disagree more. because this is an era now where your value, like your monetary value as a player, is never greater than it is in your fourth or fifth year. Because what you're seeing the way teams are building programs now is they're investing in the older players via the portal instead of in the high school players. I mean, just look at the numbers. Right? I mean, LSU right now has 16 high school players committed in this class. Like, we're not that far removed from the hard cap of 25 where teams would backfill and oversign to 30. I mean, you're at like half that number right now. And you may add some more, but the point is, like, that's just not how teams are building their rosters anymore. You're not investing in 18-year-olds that are going to take time to grow and develop and mature within your program. And hell, they could leave in a year or two before they ever see the field for you. So where you're really making the investment is in the older players who have experience, who are plug-and-play veteran players. You'd rather a dude with 3 years experience at a Power 4 than an 18-year-old freshman, unless it's a really special young guy like DJ Pickett. So I guess all that to say, yeah, I mean, of course there's value for the player in wanting to redshirt, because you're also having guys make the decision to stay in school a fourth or a fifth year because they can make more money, continue to improve their draft stock. And while they're not necessarily going to make a ton more money going from a UDFA to a fourth-round pick or a day 3 pick to a mid-day 2 pick, you're much more likely to make a team and stick around if a team's invested that draft capital in you. So all that to say, yeah, it makes a lot of sense why guys would want a redshirt. That part of it is flipped in this era. So, a couple of guys worth keeping an eye on there. The other updates from Frank were injury updates on Whit Weeks and Aaron Anderson. Play Aaron Anderson first. Remember, he had the elbow against Alabama. Here's what Frank said.
Aaron is up and moving about. He'll be in a limited capacity, but moving around. He moved around well yesterday. We'll look at him again today, but I think he'll be ready to go for Saturday.
That's good news. Sounds like you'll have Aaron Anderson. Again, he injured his elbow, returned with that big brace on his elbow, and then it re-injured it, landed on it again later, and was taken out for the remainder of the game. And the other one, obviously, is the weekly Whit Weeks update, which we'll wait for the official availability report. But here was Frank Wednesday morning.
Whit was at practice yesterday. He moved around. He'll move around again today, and we'll see. We'll see how he holds up. Today is our Grit Wednesday, so it's a little more taxing than earlier in the week. It'll be a lot less going at Thursday and Friday preparation. So today's a pivotal day for him in his practice to see how his body holds up.
By the way, so there was a follow-up, which was Wilson Alexander asked to follow up, which was more specific about, like, okay, you said he's moving around in practice. What actually is he doing?
Practicing with the team, spot practicing, no boot, in attire, moving about, transitioning, but not what on yesterday, not what body weight against him. He'll get that today to see how he sustains and move with actual weight against him.
That's it. So that's interesting, right? Like, he's there in uniform, he's going through drills, but he's not having contact and having guys lean on him, basically. So he'll experience that today, see how he does, and he'll issue the official availability report here on Wednesday night. We'll get an update on Whit. It would be great to have Whit out there, man. We've talked about it plenty, but your worst defensive performances have come against teams with rushing quarterbacks. Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss, Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed at Texas A&M. Well, you got maybe the most dangerous one of them all this weekend with Taylor Green. You would love to have Whit Weeks available. This period, point blank. I guess we'll find out as we get closer. Okay, we're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore. Y'all stay hydrated. Look, as the weather gets colder, a lot of people forget to stay hydrated. Because you're not sweating all the time. Man, as the weather gets cold, but that's when you got to make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you pop into your favorite retailer, pick up some Evamore. They got the 20-ounce bottles, the 32-ounce bottles, the 64-ounce bottles, which is what I like. And drink a couple of those 64-ounce bottles a day. Make sure you stay hydrated. Natural artesian water, healthier alternative. It's Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. And it's a Louisiana product. Stop buying that crappy water from Texas. Drink Evermore. EVAMOR, evermore.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Quick break. Russ Mitchell. We're recapping the weekend that was in the Southeastern Conference. And we'll pray. By the way, Russ was in Tuscaloosa for the LSU-Alabama game. We'll see. I know, right? I don't know why. But we'll see how that went for him. And we'll preview the weekend ahead. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Look, I tell you all the time about ED treatments and hormone replacement therapy and a lot of things they offer. But at Goodwood, they also offer non-pharmaceutical treatments, daily injectable medications that are non-pharmaceutical that can help with a variety of different things. I'll give you an example of one that I've been using. I use two. One is for energy and cellular optimization. The other is for injury, muscle, tissue repair. I have had, y'all know, chronic back pain for as long as I can remember. And in the last 6 months or so, I've started using this treatment, and it has changed my life. And I don't say that lightly. The daily chronic agonizing pain has subsided. I'm living a much more normal feeling life again. You got to learn what options are available. yourgoodwood.com.
Banking on the go? Our mobile app makes it effortless. But at Campus Federal, you're more than just an account number. We build relationships with our members, supporting you from saving for college to owning your first home. If you're buying a car, planning a home renovation, or a vacation, we're here to help. Campus Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for every stage of life. Start your journey today.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires. Russ! Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football! Rusty, come on up here. Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ.
It's going in our living room. It's like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
How was Tuscaloosa?
King of tires, lighting the fires was the great Alabama city of Tuscaloosa.
That's not true.
Tuscaloosa was fine, man. That's a good place to watch a football game. People were nice. They weren't very stressed. They had very little reason to be, and everybody went home happy except for the LSU fans.
Yeah, 9 points, man.
Dude,
9
mean,
points.
into the red zone, 4 trips, not a single touchdown. Only Kentucky and South Carolina's offenses are more inept in the red zone this year than the Fighting Tigers of Louisiana State University.
So bizarre. What did you make of how they handled the quarterbacks?
Oh, this is a difficult question because, my gut is you reward the 5th-year senior and let him continue to play. He came back, but he's getting paid now. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, the most important thing is for LSU to figure out where it's going to be next year. And Nussmeier will be playing in the NFL next year. And, clearly that cat is a Tiger, just like Joe, just like I think many of the people listening on the radio right now. So the school needs to do what's best. The team needs to do what's best for the team. And that might be, seeing whether or not Van Buren is the guy.
What do you think about, so we talked about this earlier in the show. So that, I understand that argument. But there's also the pot, would you play Van Buren, burn a red shirt to have him play in a dual quarterback role over the final 3 games in a lost season? What's the point?
Do you think the point? There's only one point, only one, and have you seen enough of him this year? Behind closed doors, are you confident he's your guy next year?
No.
Right? Yeah. Well, then play him to make sure whether or not you're confident in him. Because if you're not, then it doesn't matter how many redshirt jerseys he has. Go find somebody else.
But I would say, well, they're going to do that anyway, Russ.
I know. It just depends on the urgency of how. If at the end of the day you feel pretty good about Van Buren and you think he's the guy, then play him. Make sure And I don't know. It's so bad.
I know.
It's so bad. They were talking about Van Buren's red shirt, man. I had to blink when I was looking over the total rankings where teams are. I thought LSU was 5-6 now. It's they're 5-4. I didn't realize they have a winning record.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I know. Of all the LSU and Alabama, at least, was a close, somewhat competitive game, kind of. A&M, Missouri, Georgia, Mississippi State, Florida, Kentucky, those are all blowouts. Which was the most surprising to you or most consequential?
Well, none of them really. I thought the Auburn game was interesting for Auburn to be able to put up so much offense.
That went to overtime. I didn't ask him. I was getting there. I asked about the blowouts.
Okay, well, Lagway throwing they had 4 turnovers. I was like, could he throw more interceptions in a different game than the LSU game? I was like, then they took him out. I was like, no, come on, give the rest of us something to cheer for in this game.
A man who claims to love all his children the same.
Kentucky blowing out Florida 38-7.
Yeah,
that was impressive. For this Kentucky team, I was really impressed with that. Georgia doing so well, running the ball, knocking Chapin out of the game. Dominant performance. I thought State would play a little better. I was talking to a couple of coaches on Georgia's team before the game, and they were actually concerned about the game as well, and they just went in and absolutely handled State. So I was impressed by that.
Kirby's been really good as a road favorite. He's not so good as a home favorite, as we've learned from our guy Phil Steele over the years. That was an easy money to cash that ticket on Georgia. Okay, let's talk about Auburn Vanderbilt. That's really significant for Vanderbilt, Russ, because that keeps their playoff hope alive. I mean, they get Kentucky, Tennessee left. They win 2 games. They're in at 10-2, right?
No. Vandy? I mean, right now they're in 6th place in the SEC.
If they win their next 2,
so
and they finish 10-2, you don't think they get in?
Well, so Texas plays Georgia.
Yeah.
Right? So Texas, let's say Texas loses that one, right? Texas then falls to 4-2 in conference with the win, right? Over 4-2 Vandy. And right now with the same score or the same record as Vandy. So I don't
have the
see,
same record.
That's why I said when they lost that game.
They don't have the same record because they lost the season opener to Ohio State, so they'd have a 3rd loss.
Oh yeah, you're looking at overall score. I'm looking at total score. I think total record. Excuse me. I think that you have to reward Texas for going on the road, which is what everybody wants. Fans, players, everybody but the coaches.
Which Vanderbilt did. They went on the road and played Virginia Tech, and they beat the piss out of them.
Yeah, it's true. But there's a huge difference between going on the road to play Vatech and going into the shoe and playing OSU.
You don't know when you schedule
it. You could argue Texas has played OSU better than any team this year.
You don't know when you
I don't
schedule
know.
it. They went on the road and played it.
Even if Texas loses to Georgia, Vandy moves up to 5th. Right? I don't think Ole Miss is losing. Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, they're in. So if Georgia beats Texas, so I think it'll be Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. So I don't think Vandy's in. I think they played 2 good games. Unfortunately for them, they were on the road and they lost both of them.
They go 10-2. They're getting in. Because that's what you'd argue. Say, well, their losses were close road losses in a tough conference. Now I know the Texas game was a blowout, man, and they made it look good at the end.
Not only that, with all due respect to our good cousins in Vandy, as we've been saying on your show for nearly 20 years or however long it's a business.
Yeah,
it's a business, and Texas makes a lot of money, way more money than Vandy. So yeah, I don't see Vandy being the 5th team to get in from the SEC.
The SEC could get 6.
If we get 6 of the 12 teams, that would be wonderful.
A lot of ball still left to play. Do you think Vandy beats Kentucky and Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think Texas loses to Georgia.
So that makes that easier. You think it makes it more complicated. I think it makes it easier because the committee's a bunch of dunces and they've shown us what they're going to do. Whoever has the better record is going to be in. We saw that with Indiana last year. They were 11-1. They played one ranked team, they got in. The committee sucks. It's what they're going to do. They're cowards. They're not going to make a tough decision.
There's 2 things to remember. The first is, it's a business, and they'll try the best they can to lean into the business angle over the. That's how we saw what happened to Florida State.
Is that why SMU and Indiana got in last year and Alabama didn't? Because of the business?
No. And the second thing is there's a lot of effort by the money people in college sports, which is to say the networks, to try to schedule, if we're going to have 12-team playoffs or 16-team playoffs, then to try to make September more exciting, push schedules down and make September be more out of conference games. And if basically the reason why Texas doesn't go to the playoffs is because they started off by playing OSU, that will resonate, and the networks don't want that to resonate.
And that's why we're going to have a 16-team playoff. And we should go to 16 and then 32 eventually, which I'll be really excited about.
We should get rid of, and I know this is hard for states like Louisiana, all states that are trying to keep some money in the state, but no more, I want to get away from these games like the Citadel versus Ole Miss in November. I did not even watch the game. I am paid to watch games. I did not even watch the game. There's nothing from that game outside of a major injury that you're going to learn from watching that. Yep. Nothing.
Amen. I'm here for all of that action, all of that energy. Get rid of all of the crap games nobody wants to see. Load me up with 12 games everybody wants to see and give me a real playoff. We're moving toward it. I've been saying it for 15 years. We're getting there.
We've been talking about it for so long. September's would be just so amazing. And November's. Yeah. And November's would be great. You wouldn't have the schedule we've got this weekend where we've got 2 SEC teams playing nothing.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it, man.
So am I.
We're getting there. Okay, let's break. We'll come back and we'll preview this slate ahead with LSU welcoming in Arkansas and the rest of this weekend. Russ Mitchell's with us. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev. R-E-V. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. 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 90 years of local ownership and operation. Let'sRev.com. 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 High-speed internet. Let'sRev.com. Cable services, Let'sRev.com. Home automation, Let'sRev.com. Home and office, by the way. So here at Guarantee Media, we have Rev high-speed internet, and they are backed by the power of an all-fiber network. 5 gigs, all fiber. Means they're buried under the ground. That's awesome, because when the storm comes, you don't have to worry about the power lines and cable lines getting knocked down, because they're buried. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. If you're on the fence, you just been, auto-drafting out of your account, that same thing you've been doing forever, it's time to switch, y'all. It's time to call our friends over at Rev, R-E-V. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
In South Louisiana, you can always count on good people coming together to help our children.
At Dreams Come True, we grant wishes for Louisiana children with life-threatening illnesses. But to do this, we need funds.
That's why we're trying to raise $100,000 for Dreams Come True by giving away the Blessed Builders School.
Make your backyard's dream come true while helping our kids.
Just go to dreampoolla.com and you can find out how your $25 donation might help win you a Duplessis pool.
At Luba Workers Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Trust isn't given, it's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
I trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Glad you're rolling along with us here. Russ Mitchell's hanging out. He was in Tuscaloosa last weekend, regrettably. Tigers and Hogs, anything you care about in this one?
I'm sorry, is there anything I care about in which one? I was still stunned thinking about what I was doing in Tuscaloosa.
What were you doing in Tuscaloosa?
Drinking.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Drinking away my sorrows about the LSU football season. They got a lot of alcohol, and I mean, Tuscaloosa is like it's like junior high to Louisiana and just about everything.
Yeah.
So, and certainly in food and even booze, but there's a few good places, and everybody loves me. Which might have something to do with the fact that I'm bigger than Charles Barkley, but there you go.
And nobody's gonna mess with you. There are 2 top 10 matchups in the SEC. I'll get to it in just a second. But I was asking, is there anything about the Hogs and the Tigers that might interest you this weekend at 11:45 a.m. in Tiger Stadium in front of roughly 45,000 diehard LSU fans?
We usually always save that game for the end, man. But I guess
might as well just get out of the way. Let's talk about things that people care about.
Arkansas is coming off a bye. That's kind of interesting. Everyone, this game isn't about rushing This isn't about a rushing quarterback. It's their defense sucks. Their defense is, your passing offense might be middle of the road. Their passing defense is almost dead last. They give up huge plays like it's breakfast. They have the worst defense in the SEC.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. The worst rushing defense in the SEC, the worst total defense, the worst scoring defense. They're bad. If you can't get the ball into the red zone and score touchdowns, fire everybody.
I think everybody's already fired, man.
Well, go back and whoever's left, like anybody that's like working concessions, fire them.
It's a rough scene, man. Okay. Let's start with the good.
Start with an offensive line. Build everything off of an offensive line.
I know. They need to do that. Okay, there's 2 top 10 matchups. Well, I guess Oklahoma's just outside of the top 10. They're 11th. But they're at number 4, Alabama. Pretty excited about this one to see how John Mateer and that OU offense may fare against the Bama defense. And the flip side of it is, you got a quarterback that might be the Heisman frontrunner at this point, Ty Simpson, against what is probably the best defense in the SEC. So what do you make of this one? Sooners at Tide.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the best run defense in the SEC, and we've seen all season long, and including last week against LSU, Alabama is struggling to run the ball, right? And here comes the SEC's best run defense. And not only that, they can put pressure on the quarterback. They're tied with A&M in terms of sacks. So I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, put a lot of pressure on Ty. They'll be able to take away the run. I think this game will be a lot closer than people think. What's the spread right now?
Bama 5.5.
I think they win, but I think it's a field goal margin. So, OU's offensive line, if they can, I think that to me, that's ultimately what it comes down to, because I have faith in OU's defense. So which OU offensive line shows up, right? The one that played against Texas, or the one, an Ole Miss, or the one that can actually protect Mateer. And if they can, maybe even Oklahoma squeezes out a road win here.
The other one is Texas at Georgia. Georgia's been rolling. Texas has no margin for error, right? I mean, they're already a 2-loss team. So Horns look good last time out, man. Arch looked good. What do you think?
Yeah, and they've had some time to get ready. I think, if they win this game on the road, and, I don't care about the spreads. I care about who wins. So, it's going to come down to Texas's defense. The pass rush is one of the best in the nation. But Georgia does a very good job of protecting its quarterback. It's second best in the SEC protecting the quarterback. And Georgia's been running the ball really well. They ran for over 300 yards against State. They've been averaging over 200 yards on the ground. You can argue it's because Gunner isn't the best thrower right now, and you'd probably be right, but they're still putting up those yards on the ground. Here comes that Texas defense that not only can sack the quarterback, but they're best in the SEC against the run, only allowing 78 yards on the ground against the run. I expect Texas will do that. They'll come into Sanford Stadium. They'll be able to take away the run. They'll be able to put pressure on Gunner. So is that enough? Can Arch play like the Arch we saw in the first 3 quarters against Vandy on the road in, again, arguably the loudest stadium in the conference outside of Death Valley? And I don't think he can. I don't have faith in that offense to be able to play up to that standard on the road. So I like Georgia in a squeaker.
Ooh, I thought you were about to pull the upset, man. I thought you were right. I thought you were walking us right up to it. Okay, I just don't have that faith in Arch. So there's 2 playoff teams that have what should be relative layups. Texas A&M's at home against South Carolina. Ole Miss is at home against Florida. Are either of these teams in any way in jeopardy this weekend?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. I mean, Florida's offense just averaging 340 total a game. It's, terrible. It's behind LSU's. Ole Miss can put up that many yards with their eyes closed, probably literally. So I don't think Florida can keep up at all with Ole Miss. And South Carolina, are you kidding me? Come on. Texas A&M leads the nation on stopping offenses on third down. They're only allowing opposing offenses to convert 22% of the time. And in SEC play, they're even better. So, I don't think South Carolina is going to move the ball at all.
A&M with a home win against South Carolina, that would effectively lock up a playoff berth. It'd be amazing to see if they
deserve it.
Yeah, no doubt. The only other one is State at Missouri. The one interesting thing here, Russ, is State needs to get one of their final 3 down the stretch here to get to bowl eligibility, which would be remarkable. Consider I think their win total was 2.5 this year, over under 2.5. They're at 5-5, and so they've got Missouri this week. Then they've got the Egg Bowl. So they've only got 2 left. Forgive me. So they've got Missouri this week, and they've got the Egg Bowl. So they got to win one of these to get to bowl eligibility, and this is probably their best opportunity.
So I've been on the radio all day. Has there been any news about Blake Shapen's injury since in the last 3 or 4 hours?
Do you want to tell them what you texted me during the break?
And you said you haven't heard about Blake Shapen in 3 years.
Russ texted me during the break. Have you heard an update on Blake Shapen in the last 3 hours? I said I haven't heard anything on Blake Shapen in the last 3 years. So come on. I did actually interview. Unfair. That's facetious. I interviewed Blake Shapen at SEC Media Days last year, and he was delightful. A kid from Shreveport, went to Evangel, started his career at Baylor. Was injured last year, which is why Michael Van Buren played. So I know plenty about Blake Shapen, and he's had a very nice year. But I do not have an injury update. The availability report is coming out here in a few hours tonight.
I mean, Texas A&M limited that true freshman Zollers last week to 7 of 22 for 77 yards. I don't think State's pass defense isn't bad. They're playing pretty good this year. That's why you say they're 5-5. They're not, and other than the Georgia game last week, they've been holding. They should have won 2 other games. Should have beaten Florida and should have beaten Texas. So their pass defense has improved. If they can do even half, if Zoller doubles his percentage, he's 14 of 44 for 140. So, yeah, State can win this, but it's going to come down to whether or not Shapen plays. In fact, if Shapen plays and the spread is anything under 10, I'd probably take the points and take State.
No update from Jeff Lebby on the SEC teleconference today about Shapen, just as an FYI. All right, hey, who wins LSU-Arkansas? You can give me a pick.
well, I mean, LSU better win.
I know, right?
That's all I'm going to say.
Oof. All right. He's Russ Mitchell. He's with us every Wednesday. We talk about the SEC, and he makes poor life decisions like flying to Tuscaloosa to watch LSU play.
The booze was free, man.
Well, that's good. You probably could have paid for it in Arizona and still had a better time.
You know what? I'm not. I am so depressed about this season this year. I can't even get my insults lined up. So I'm hanging up now. Goodbye.
Bye. That's Russ Mitchell. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. As a matter of fact, I went into Lee Michaels today. Lee Michaels over on corporate. This is an honest, true story. On Monday, I got home from work, and Erica was like, hey, her engagement ring, her diamond ring. It's like I looked down at my hand, and the stone was coming loose. Like the main stone, like the cushion cut was one of the prongs broke, was falling out of the ring. I mean, we almost had a real problem there. But anyway, and then there's some like micro pave on the ring as well, and one of the stones, the pave stones had fallen out. And so I brought the ring over to Lee Michaels today, and nothing to it. Talked to Jacob over there at the one on corporate, the store on corporate. Just as I always tell you, would you like something cold to drink? No, I'm fine, thank you. Got me. They inspected it, looked at the whole thing, got me signed, set, ready to go. Obviously, an insurance policy on the ring while it's in their possession. They're going to take care of it, get it all fixed. They're awesome. So, obviously, if you need repair or anything along those lines, Lee Michaels can help. But if you're looking to buy a beautiful piece of jewelry, the thing I tell you all the time, they specialize in the Lee Michaels experience. When you walk in, no matter what you're buying, who you're buying for, what your budget, they're going to make you feel like you're walking in there to make a special purchase, because you are. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and we are glad to have you hanging out with us. We got one thing left to do. Jimmy will be here. We'll do Otter Locks, find out what we're betting on tonight. So don't you move. We'll wrap up AFR next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, Renaissance right there on Bluebonnet. So many different ways that you can experience and appreciate Renaissance Baton Rouge. Of course, if you got family coming in town for Thanksgiving or for Christmas and need a place to stay, Renaissance Baton Rouge is so convenient. It's right there on Bluebonnet near I-10, across from the Mall of Louisiana, Perkins Road. So super easy to get to shops and dining and all that stuff. If you're looking for a place to go have a cocktail, glass of wine, or dinner, or that business lunch with a client, Tallulah inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge is awesome. It's casual, upscale dining. The food is delicious, super affordable, and it's a great dining experience. This isn't just like a hotel restaurant. It's a casual, upscale dining experience there inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. And if you have an event coming up, Renaissance can host it. No matter what size, scale, scope, wedding receptions, fundraisers, anything like that, awards, banquets, they can help you at Renaissance Baton Rouge.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Raising Cane's is our victory meal. Football fans are some of the most dedicated fans in sports. It's a fundamental quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers. Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. One love. Let's go.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR. We are presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Hormone replacement therapy, ED treatments, so many other ways that they can help you live and feel like your youngest self and live a fuller life. Yourgoodwood.com. Check them out online. Yourgoodwood.com. You're a simple blood test away from learning if you could change the way you feel every single day of your life. Yourgoodwood.com. All right, one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matthew. How about you?
Doing really well, man. Good day. Sun shining, not quite as cold. Western Michigan won. Louisville won.
Yes.
Kent State won.
Yes.
Fired up for it. Just give me all the energy. Give me all the action. Give me all the wins.
If you can, again, if you have an out to buy the half a point, you buy it in college basketball.
Yeah.
6 points, giving or taking. So just a reminder there. So, and it came into play last night at Illinois. So anyway,
son of a bugger.
Let's get to the MAC tonight. Critical game in the MAC tonight. Toledo was the preseason favorite in the MAC. By everybody. They had the most talented roster, no doubt. It just hasn't panned out that way. They've lost a couple of games as double-digit favorites, and now they go into Miami, Ohio, and take on DeQuan Finn and their former quarterback. He was with Toledo a few years ago, a little stop in Baylor in between. And this line, we thought that Paul Stone and I, who gave us 2 winners last week on Tuesday and Wednesday in Maction, we had this line at a pick 'em. It opened 3.5 when I gave it to Hunt earlier today. It went to 4.5. It's going to 5.5 now. So moving in our direction. So Miami, Ohio is our best bet in the Maction tonight.
Don't be a moron.
There you go. Put more on it. And let's go to the Buffalo Braves. This was actually my shot at a price, about 6-1 to win the MAC. Got off to a slow start, but steadying now. But the Buffalo Bulls, they are on the road tonight as a slight favorite.
Yeah, not the Braves.
What's that?
The Buffalo Bulls, not the Braves. You said the Buffalo Braves.
Oh, they're an NBA team. Randy Smith, Bob McAdoo. You remember them well.
Yeah, of course I remember them. I was a big fan. That was my team back in the day.
Those baby blue unis, man, always a sucker for them. Anyway, and then college hoops tonight. We
wait, real quick. Buffalo, you gave it at 1.5. Buffalo's now, you gave it at -1.5. Buffalo is now plus 2.5.
Yes.
What's going on with this line movement?
They would love that. I'm not sure, but the love the favorite that turns into the dog.
Don't be a moron.
Put more on it.
Bet more on it.
And then our one Power 4 game in college basketball tonight. We go to the SEC in Missouri. Missouri favored at home. This line is climbing in our direction. So we are fading the steam in all three selections today. Give us the Golden Gophers plus 6.5. You have that out by 7.
All right. We've got the Buffalo Braves, a.k.a. the Buffalo Bulls. Now plus 2.5. Miami, Ohio up to plus 5.5. And the Minnesota Golden Gophers now plus 6.5. All those lines are better than they were when we first gave them out on the website. So, pays to listen to Otterlocks.
I believe I cashed a ticket when Randy Smith won the NBA All-Star Game MVP in 1978.
I believe you did. You've been like 6 years old. I believe you. I believe you did cash a ticket at 6 years old, whatever you might have been. Where are you tomorrow?
We're watching on the Sony Watchman, waiting for Bacchus to come. So anyway.
So stupid. Where are you tomorrow?
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, the original, getting ready for the holiday season with their seasonal menu with all the fried rotisserie turkeys. So the original Sammy's on Highland near Starring.
Great spot. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
All right. Now, Otter, by the way, is also a Williamson Eye Center patient, as am I. Dr. Blake Williams took care of Jimmy with his custom lens replacement. So the Otter doesn't need those readers anymore. Doesn't have to use the flashlight on his phone to read a menu when he goes to those fancy, fresh restaurants and orders coq au vin. He can just see. Custom lens replacement. Your boy had LASIK with Dr. Blake Williamson 7 years ago. Wish I'd done it 7 years prior to that. One of the best decisions you'll ever make. HSA, FSA funds, they're going to expire at the end of the year. Don't let them expire. Use them. Change your life. Let Dr. Blake Williamson give you the gift of sight. Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoneye.com. All right, we're getting out of here. You missed anything? AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. Y'all check it out. Josh Edwards, Jake Crain, Will Clapp, Russ Mitchell, they were all here. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Muse Polly, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Packing up, getting on down the road, y'all. Love telling you about South Point Volkswagen. As a matter of fact, let me go drop all my stuff in my office upstairs. I'm going to walk out the door into the parking lot, hop into my Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport, take it to the house. One of 9 different IIHS top safety picks. It's the highest safety designation that a vehicle can get, and all the Volkswagen models earn it because you get that great German engineering, and I cannot tell you the peace of mind you will have, like I do, when every morning I bring Drew to school and I buckle him into his car seat. I know we're driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. When Erica leaves every day and she drives the Volkswagen Atlas, I know she's driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. The peace of mind that gives me, if you're a parent and maybe your kiddos are driving now, affordable vehicles that are stylish and fun to drive, which they'll love, and that are safe, which you'll love, South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com. What's your direction?
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Every winner knows a great play starts with a solid game plan. and the right team by your side. At Sunshine, we're here to keep your operation running strong. From tractors to harvesters, we've got the John Deere equipment you need to tackle every job with confidence. Because when the work's done right, there's more time for the things that matter, like cheering on your favorite team. Make Sunshine Quality Solutions part of your playbook this season, and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunnyquip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.